Welcome, everybody, to this edition of Spotlight by Roofr. I am your host, TJ McCormack, also known as the world's greatest roofer and community manager here at Roofr. I'm joined today by a really special guest, a friend of ours at Roofr, one of our champion users, like we like to call them, John Robinson of Mr. Roofr. John, how's it going, man?
Hey, Jake, thanks so much for having me. It's going great.
Yeah, man, it's so the other couple weeks ago, Nick reached out to me and he said, "Hey, man, if you ever have a time slot, we have a really great guy named John Robinson that we just would love to have shown to the public. He's a great roofer." And so, you know what? We're going to find out more about why they feel that way today. And I hope you're okay with that.
I'm going to get back at him for that.
So, we're lucky to have you today. And, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Today, John is going to go through a process with us. So if you hang on for just a few minutes, John will go through a process of using roofer tools that he and his company use on a day-to-day and build a proposal in real time. So you'll get to see that live. But you know what, Mr. Roofr, tell us how you came up with that name and tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
So we looked to rebrand our company when we converted to just the roofing space a few years ago. The name that we had then was just super common. We actually went to a conference and found like 3 other companies, same name, same logo. So yeah, that's how you don't stick out in a space. Right. So we went through a ton of different suggestions, and I actually reached out to a marketing firm and said, "Hey, listen, we're going to go into exclusively the roofing space. Can I get some recommendations?" Some of the stuff that they gave me, I didn't like. So my wife and I are in Lexington, Kentucky one weekend, and we pass a pawn shop called Mr. Pawn. I'm like, right. Hey, you know what that place is. You don't have to ask anybody. That's pretty simple. So we start doing some focus groups and some research on Mr. Roofr, and it worked for us. It also worked great with our marketing because, you knew who we were and what we did, and it didn't take a whole lot to really expand the brand from there.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, we were talking about the branding and then coming up with the name just before we came on, and you have to come up with a dynamic name that people remember or they understand it is what you do. And it's so important, especially these days. There's so many new brands that are popping up all over the place, or brands that have been in existence for years, and those names are recognized. So you have to stand out with those guys. What's been your most important thing that you've done in your roofing business to maintain as long as you have?
Our focus is always the customer first. And a lot of people, I think a lot of companies say that, but somewhere along the journey, they forget about it. Yeah, that is quintessential in building a brand, having staying power. It's sad because more roofing companies than not fail in the first 5 years.
Yes.
And I think that a company who focuses on the customer first and works to build and maintain a strong reputation in their market is one that's really set to last longer than that 5 years and hopefully see them go, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah. How do you what's your when you're talking about growth, would you rather grow fast or would you rather grow at the right speed? What's your thoughts on growth?
So I don't agree with just diving in headlong and growing fast. And you can once you establish a set of processes and systems and have key people in place, growth is going to come. Yeah. But if you let it happen too fast, you're going to put yourself in a position to fail because you're not going to be able to monitor your processes and make sure that everything's being done in a way that really represents your brand and what you intend to put out in the market.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. And that brings me into my next question. There's been some news this week of a roofer who was damaging some properties here in Colorado in order to get the insurance company to pay more money to that homeowner. And I want to know, why is having integrity in your business so important to you?
To me, integrity is who you are. Right. It's one of the key philosophies here is a very old quote that's just, do the right thing even when no one else is looking.
Yeah.
We've seen that so many times in our industry, especially with the change in storm chasers becoming more prevalent and people realizing, hey, if we go up here and just damage these 3 more shingles, we know we can get the insurance company to pay for it.
Sure.
And it's vacuumed. It's easy to see people get sucked into it. But whenever that happens, it does nothing but tarnish our industry. It hurts every business. And ultimately, it's going to cause us to pay the consequence as a whole.
Yeah, for sure. I feel the same exact way. And, one of the things that I'm trying to do with the world's greatest roofer brand is to be able to show people that there are other types of people out there in this world or in this industry that aren't causing that problem, and when somebody causes these types of issues, it sets us back, even more because they already have this bad thought in their mind of what a roofer or what a contractor is. And to have people, breaking that integrity of their company, and then also doing that to a homeowner or business owner is horrible.
It's tough. It's
Yeah,
tough, TJ, because the company who does the right thing isn't always going to get noticed for that.
right.
But I can tell you from experience that it comes. It
Yeah,
may not come as fast. You're not going to get that instant gratification that the guy does who damaged that roof and got the insurance to pay for it. But
yeah,
doing the right thing, climbing down off of that roof and saying to the homeowner, listen, you don't have enough damage to really, make it worth your time to file a claim. But hey, listen, your roof's starting to get a little bit older. It's starting to age out. Let me circle back with you in 6 months, in 3 months, in a year. Let's have a conversation about it.
yeah, for sure. That's exactly my same thoughts. Not every roof has to be changed out, and I'll even say it like this: not every roof that has hail damage has to be changed out. And a lot of times, during the Colorado drought, there was a lot of times I'd get on a roof and there was just no damage, and I would just have to tell the homeowner, we're doing good. We'll come back and we'll see you in a couple of years. And but now here we are. We had 7 hailstorms this year, and now we're kicking ass and taking names in regards to building new roofing systems. But yeah,
I believe that even when you climb off of that roof and you give them that good report that you have no damage, you've still accomplished a goal. You've put yourself in front of a prospective customer. And if you truly want to stay in this industry, let them be your customer 5 years from now and not today.
Sure. Same. Yeah. I feel the same way. We're talking about, integrity in your business. Let's talk about some processes and how you do your processes. You use Roofr on a day-to-day basis. What's your favorite thing about Roofr?
So I think my favorite thing, and probably what a lot of users would agree, having everything in one place.
Yeah.
Being able to pull my measurement report. I have instant estimator writing estimates, and now the new CRM. I have one central place to go to that controls. It's the hub for all of my business. I don't have to have 5 other programs trying to play with one another in order to run my business.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's great. It's let's jump into it if we can. And I want you to show us the birth of a sale at your company. If that's cool with you, you want to go ahead and share your screen?
Let's go for it. So
right.
What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take you in to our measurements page.
Okay.
TJ just showed me how to do this, so be patient with me if I'm not there quite yet. All right, if you can see it. So what I've done is I'm
going to mute myself for just a second so that you could talk.
Sure thing. So I've pulled up our office address here. You'll see at the top 502 Solid. Now, the reason I'm using that is because it's one that I've already had a measurement report on. Generally speaking, from customer contact, either through Instant Estimator or they've called you or you've done a field inspection, you can have an estimate in front of a homeowner within 3 hours. And I'm going to show you real quick on the desktop how you can make that happen. This is at the place where the measurement report has already came. So by now, Roofr's a household name. We all know how to get our measurement report. So I'm going to start from there. This has showed up already that I have the report and it's ready. So I'm just going to create the proposal. I'm going to choose a template. Now, like many companies, we do a number of different things from shingles to metal to gutters and siding. So I just pulled up our standard shingle proposal. What I love right out of the gate is this has populated about 85% of what I need to prepare an estimate. Now, while I'm doing this on a desktop, I can do this just as quickly and just as efficiently on my phone. I honestly prefer this on my phone. So if I'm in the field and I have a measurement report and I want to go meet that homeowner, do a quick inspection, make sure I have all of my ducks in a row, I can jump right back in my truck. I can write that estimate. I can email it to them. I can pull it up on the iPad, and everything is right in front of them. And it's just as easy to do this. So what I have here is I've broken everything into sections. So what you're going to see at the top line is the size of the roof already calculated for me. It's giving me my ridge cap, my underlayment, my starter. Now, of course, this is a shingle estimate. If it was metal, we'd see some different line items. It's calculating my coil nails, my button tabs. I'm breaking out everything. Now, on my proposal, I'm going to show my quantities. I'm not going to show my dollar amount. We do lump sum estimates. We don't go through and do that broken out line item. It's easy to turn on if you want to. We just simply don't. There are a few things that Roofr is not going to be able to convert into your estimate yet. The first thing that's going to jump out at you is it's always going to assume that you have ridge vent. So if you have a different type of ventilation, you're going to have to go in and manually add that. What you want to do, or what I want to do at least, is anything that I'm not using, I turn that off. So in this particular case, I'm going to hide the slant backs. I'm going to hide my turbines. So in this case, I don't know my pipe jacks because it can't quite see that. I'm going to tell it that I have one of those. I'm going to quickly scroll back through. Chimney flashing. I know this building, it doesn't have a chimney. I'm going to hide that. Do we have anything else? We don't. So the other thing that I've done just to make sure I don't miss anything is I've created this bottom section with my labor and job cost. And this is often going to be areas that the measurement report will not fully convert over to your proposal. So I've managed to group those into these 4 items right here. And I can very quickly go through and determine whether or not I need to make this addition. So in this particular case, this building's not 2-story. I can very easily turn that off. I know, like I said, this is my office, so I know that this is actually a 1012. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to put in 16.92. That automatically calculates that.
Let me ask you a quick question, John.
Sure,
did you create this template, or did Roofr help you create this?
I created this, but I did this before Roofr really started getting in and making a lot of customizations. So in full disclosure, my basis, my platform was actually built by Adam Sand. Allison had put everything together for me with RBP using another platform. So whenever the proposal system went live, I just basically migrated everything from that other system into Roofr. That Perfect. Said, this is simple, easy stuff. I'll get into some Eero pages in just a minute. Those get a little bit more complicated. But I just talked with Richie the other day, and I know that the Roofr team is actually working to help their customers put together some custom hero pages as well. So I'll show you those in just a second. But to answer your question, this is something that was created for me, but it's really easy to do.
I'll be quiet and you can get back to it. It looks great so far.
Okay, pal. So the next thing that I have is city and permit fees. Those are part of our estimates. There again, if I'm doing this for this building, we don't have those here. Now, I play with my margin scale a little differently because I'm a finance guy. If I had all of my raw costs built into my line items, then I would just go here and I would adjust this margin scale to whatever I want my margins to be. I do it a little differently. What you're seeing here are my retail numbers. I use this for financing. So I start at a 9%, but let's say I've got one that it's going to be a no-no customer, and I know that I'm going to pay a 12 or 14 or 16% dealer fee. It's really easy just for me to slide that scale. And when I do that, I know this number isn't my gross profit. This is my cushion that I have to cover dealer fees so I don't affect my bottom line. Now, on the back end, we also do a project expense sheet just to make sure that all of our numbers are agreeable and they're what they need to be. But here, whenever I'm doing this, I can adjust this for the finance program that I'm going to put my customer on. I always leave it at this as a minimum, just in case I have that flip-flop retail customer that all of a sudden goes financing. I may not get the full bite of it, but I'm at least not going to hurt myself by leaving that built in. So once everything's said and done, I've got this together. It's time to preview and send my estimate. Ours, as I said a minute ago, has a ton of hero pages in it. You have to figure out what works best for you and what is not going to be an overflow of information for your customer if you use these. So I'm going to show you our standard now. And then what I always tell my team to do is make those decisions on their own in terms of if they want to turn off a hero page. As for my master account, if my reps do it, you're going to see that rep's information right here. This has a letter from the owner. You're going to see a consistent background all the way through this estimate. So it has a nice flow. It reads very even and easily. The Mr. Roofr difference, I always like to put this comparison chart in here just to show who we are, what makes us different from your average roofing company. There again, as I said earlier, I'm going to give you my quantity. I'm not going to give you a dollar amount. You've heard me make the remark before, our price is $0 if you don't want the roof, or it's this amount if you do. The reason that I do that is because we have a very specific roofing system at Mr. Roofr, and I'm not going to cut corners to save a few bucks. I want to save the homeowner money, and I want to do that by way of giving them a competitive price, but I don't want to do that by way of not putting something on that roof that I know it needs. So by leaving that out and just giving them a single price, this is how much the roof costs, and it kind of takes that debate out of the equation. So it gives them the details on everything that we're doing in the roof. In the 4 states that we work in, drip edge can be optional. What I do is I always leave that as optional. Roofr is going to automatically calculate it for me. It's going to give them the price if they want to add drip. Now, of course, if the house doesn't have it, I got to put it on it. But if it has it and I can reuse it, nothing from my manufacturer says that I have to change drip edge. I hope that doesn't turn into a debate down the road. I do this, by the way, because that makes that number a lot more palatable. I just took the price down $581, and I gave the homeowner a little bit more power to make a decision on what they want to spend. The Mr. Roofr warranty, this is huge for us. I think everybody should buy it. I'm going to make it optional, but I really tell all of my homeowners, listen, this is a 10-year, 100% ironclad leak-free guarantee. Now, I don't call it a craftsmanship warranty, and here's why. I can go on a roof that was just put on yesterday and find something wrong with it. You can go on one of mine and find something wrong with it, in your opinion. That's subjective. What I'm telling you is this is a leak-free guarantee. So if this roof fails in a 10-year period, materials or warranty, we're going to take care of it. They can add that should they so choose. This is an ICO estimate. Now, I'm a big ICO fan because they've always done right by me. We also sell GAF and install other brands. Should I want to do a GAF estimate, then all I have to do is make a couple of changes here, and it goes out as GAF, because in my estimate, if you noticed, I don't promote a specific brand. I promote Mr. Roofr as a brand. I want them to put their faith and trust in us and our product and our service, and not so much in a manufacturer's product. So now, having looked at all of those options, they can go through here, click and choose what they want and what they don't want. If I've had any notes, I'm going to add it there. Here are our terms and conditions. Now, this has changed with Roofr recently, and I probably will convert, because right now these are hero pages, but they've actually just made a change that a customer can be required to initial a certain area. Say, for instance, the upcharge on decking. If you have that in your contract, which I'm sure you do, you can have an area right here where the customer has to accept and acknowledge that specific part in your terms and conditions.
So no more need for DocuSign.
That's absolutely correct. This has eliminated DocuSign or any other, like I said, those 5 other things that I used to need to do an estimate. I've got it right here. Sure, so if they click right there and they acknowledge that, that extra charge for decking, I know that they've seen that. I know that when that happens, which is, oh my gosh, 40% of the time, more often than not, you're going to have at least a couple pieces. I don't have to worry about that being sticker shock for the homeowner.
Right.
As we go a little further, we're in an area where you got a lot of trucks and a truck. So we make sure folks know, hey, we're licensed. We have sufficient insurance. We carry workers' compensation on our employees. All of those things that that I want to look for when I do business with someone. I make sure and put in front of them. Roofr Proposals for me is a salesperson that's working when I'm asleep. When my homeowner looks at this, no matter what time of day, it's like I have a salesperson that's handing them the information piece by piece, showing them exactly what it is we want them to know. Now, as I said a minute ago, in some cases, there are some things that I take out. This is one of them. We get a lot of leads from Google. So if you're a Google customer, or I'm just trying to condense that a little bit, I may eliminate that testimonials page. Our financing page, I typically try to leave that because financing is phenomenal. If you're a roofing company owner and you're listening to me right now and you don't have financing, write down the name Chris Scoville. Call that man today. He will change your life. Chris has been instrumental in making our business move to that financing model, which is now probably 70% of our customers.
Blue Pages Pro represent.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's because of him. I had financing years before Chris and I met and had no clue how to work it. Spending time with him and getting that feedback and all of that information from him and knowing what finance companies to use and put us over the top. Like I said, probably 60, 70% of our deals are financed.
Right.
Color options, absolutely love the color options because I'm going to take you a sample board when we sit down, but this tells me if you're looking for brown, gray, black. We're outside of the COVID era, so I don't have to ask you what color black you want now. I could take take this, put it in front of you, and you can tell me, hey, I like granite black. So I know, okay, if you like granite, I'm going to take you a couple of different options and let you make a decision. We have some FAQs on ours, our 2-year workmanship warranty. The purpose of this is to really encourage people to go to this 10-year warranty upgrade. Like I said, the value is absolutely there in that. And then that's the end of this proposal. So from here, the only thing I need to do, my friend, is just click on send to customer, put in their information, hit send proposal. They can sign that digitally day or night, and I just want a new customer.
If you were to need to do this in the driveway of a customer's house, how easy is it for you or your sales team to do that?
I do this in the driveway of customers' homes a lot.
Okay.
It's for a number of reasons. It's either they've already seen it, they have a couple of questions, we swing by, we have a quick conversation with them, or it's because we come out, we did the estimate, we've already ordered the measurement report. When a customer calls us, the first thing that we do on the phone with them is order measurements.
Right.
I say that, and I'm also going to tell you this. I actually get, like many roofers, don't have to pay for my Eagle Views. I don't have to pay for my hovers. But I still order a roofer report on every single roof that I do. And I've compared them side by side with every other platform. It's consistent. I've never had any issues.
I was told that you were also a kind of a king at DUI and were better than Nick Capobianco and Matt Radford. Is that true?
On DIY?
On DIY.
Not in your wildest dreams. DIY is just so easy. Matt is a superstar. Nick, I mean, he shows up occasionally. It's Nick. He don't do much nowadays. But the thing about DIY, man, anybody can do it. I'm not a tech guy. And like this industry has quickly become very tech, and it scared me because, whenever I started doing this, we used to write estimates on 3-part carbon copies. Like I kept one, the office got one, the customer got the other one. Here we go. And now all of a sudden everything's digital and I can measure a roof in the field with a drone image.
Right.
I love flying drones. I love the ability to go up 100 feet above a house, snap a picture, and be working on my estimate in 2 minutes.
Yep.
And with DIY, you can. So it's not that I'm good at it because I'm not. It's just super easy.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. You were just talking about having numerous pieces of tech stack in order to operate your business. There's a lot of great programs out there, but what can you speak to that about, having so many different pieces of technology in your business?
So an issue that we had before Roofr really got into the proposals and CRMs, there was never a CRM that did what we wanted it to do. it did what their developers wanted it to do. And oftentimes it gave us far more than what we needed. The problem with that, it sounds like, oh, too much of a good thing is just a great thing. And it's not, because that puts a learning curve in place that when you're training new people or you're learning a system, when you have something that is so robust, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
So a lot of the programs that we used in the past, like our team didn't want to learn it because there was so much to it. With Roofr, you can tell it was built by roofers because they just trimmed all the fat and they give you the fillet and they say, here, these are the tools that you need. So by way of eliminating 10 different items from my tech stack and being able to use one system to help control my company, I've got everything in one place. It's easy for me as an owner working on my business to monitor. And it's easier for my team. If I bring in a new person, my trainers spend a couple of weeks and you're ready to go.
Have you been using any of the CRM features yet?
I have been. So I am so fortunate that for whatever reason, you guys like me and I get some early access to stuff. So I got to play with the CRM in its beta infancy all the way up to now with some of the coolest automations. Just had a conversation with Nate yesterday about some things that you guys, and I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag too soon, but some things that you guys are working on. And I'm going to tell you this, by the end of the year, the CRM will blow away anything else in our industry. Promise you that.
That's great to hear.
That's great to hear.
Let me ask you this. I always ask this question in every spotlight. And it's roofing is blank. What's your blank?
And so funny thing, I've heard you ask that question in every spotlight, and I've thought, oh, I'd answer it like this. I'd answer it like that. Roofing to me it's a way of life. It's, my wife and I drive down the road and she'll say, oh, look, that's an old 3-tab. They have wind damage. Roofing is, to me, it's just, it's my world revolves around what I do. And I love it and I'm passionate about it. And I'm excited every day that I have the opportunity to be part of this phenomenal industry that's changed and grown and really just become something that I'm excited about.
I'm not sure what happened with John just now. Hopefully he can come back in. He was giving such a great talk there. I don't know why he rolled out. Possibly some technical difficulties there. John, if you can still hear us, come back in to the live. Not sure what happened there, but yeah, no, John is really great. And hold on, he's messaging me now. No. I'm just going to tell him to come back in. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there. So, yeah, he's coming back in here now. But in the meantime, if you guys are interested in finding out more if Roofr is good for your business, you can go and try Roofr for free today by going to roofr.com and signing up for a free account. All it takes is an email address. Entering some information, and then just for trying Roofr, we're going to give you one free measurement report. It sounds like John's coming back now. John, I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me? Am I back?
You're back, but just turn on your camera.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to uncover my camera, privacy reasons and all.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm not sure what happened there. So you were talking and you were giving...
It was really a good ending. Like you could have cut it right there and it'd been great.
I didn't do anything. I promise. It was all of a sudden it just you were gone. But you know what? I haven't. I was just giving people a little bit of a commercial there for a second, talking about Roofr. We were talking about it just a second ago. About roofers, creating the CRM and roofers creating Roofr to what it is today. And just before we came on the live broadcast, we were talking about the fact that the CEO of our company, Richie Nelson, he's so quick to help and want to be there for the roofers of the world. Sometimes I'm on social media all the time, and I don't know what's going on because all of a sudden I'll go into social media and I'll see something that just popped up like 30 seconds ago, and Richie's already all over it. So can you talk to that for a second?
You know what? Richie apparently doesn't sleep. Um, and you know what's worse is you're just as bad.
I am.
Like I don't see a post in a group that you or Nick or Matt or Richie or somebody hasn't grabbed a hold of. But let me tell you my personal experience. And to be clear, I'm not being paid by Roofr for this at all.
No, you're not. No, we have not paid John.
I am talking. If you're a roofer and you're listening to me, I'm talking to you as another roofer, but as someone who appreciates what Roofr has done for my business. Whenever I talk with you guys, I feel like I'm your only customer.
Yeah.
Like whenever I have conversations with Nick, especially, and he and I become great friends, and I genuinely feel like, man, he must not have anything else to do today but help John.
I promise Clarissa will tell you otherwise. So
You know what? I know I've gotten him in trouble because like I've sent him message. He's like, oh, hold on just a minute. I'm out to dinner. Let me walk outside so I can call you. Yeah.
No, you know what? She's great though. She's also on our team, and she keeps me in line. She actually is my right hand man or right hand partner in a lot of things that we do for events. So I know that she also takes care of Nick at home too. So you know what? Let me ask you this: what's a piece of advice that you'd like to give to new roofing company owners or people who even aspire to be a roofing company owner in today's times?
You know, I can't give you one piece of advice. What I'm going to tell you is as you grow your business and you work to achieve your goals, stay focused on your customer, always do the right thing in terms of internally operating your business. Hire the best people, treat them well, make them feel involved, make them part of it. Create a culture within your organization. Do what Roofr's done with their people. Create a place that they're proud of, they want to be part of, they want to see the business grow. You know, give them that, you know, that incentive to be part of something bigger than any one person. And as you really start to develop your processes, Roofr has changed my business. And if you're watching this podcast right now and you want to know how, send me a message, shoot me an email, call me. Let's have a conversation. And I don't, day or night, if I can help you, if you're in this industry and I've said anything this evening that will help you, call me. Let's have a conversation. I want to see the right people succeed.
We actually did have a question that popped up on the screen a little while ago. I'm going to post it real quick here, and it said that they'd love to hear some feedback on what you were using prior to the Roofr CRM release. You know, it's not full release yet; it's still an open beta. But what were you doing before using Roofr?
The short answer to that is all of them.
Yeah, everything and anything that was out there.
We started with AccuLinks. We've done Job Nimbus. We actually have a white label CRM, by the way. So we had one that was developed specifically for us to use. We've tried the smaller, more affordable ones. We've tried CRMs for out of industry. We had some success with one that was designed for realtors.
Yeah.
But what I haven't used is a better question because it was trying to find the perfect fit for us.
Yeah, for sure. And then, yeah, it says, how is Roofr comparing to what you were using? But you've already answered that. And you're a roofer through and through. Here's another question. Do you all prefer shingles over metal or vice versa? Now, I'm going to say I have a different answer for this, but John, I'll let you answer this first.
Well, if I have my personal, in my opinion, I'm a shingler.
Yeah.
I prefer a shingle roof for a variety of reasons. Now, having said that, we have just purchased 2 machines that we're going to custom produce our own standing seam metal on site.
Right.
So I don't install rib metal. I cannot stand behind it. I don't think that it's really the best investment for my homeowners. So because the need for metal is there and it's so pronounced, we decided to just really heavily invest into that. Um, as far as my preference, honestly, it's yours. You're the
Right.
homeowner. It's my job to take care of you. Our company slogan is, how can I help?
Right.
So if you want me to help you with metal, if you want me to help you with shingles, if you want the pros and cons, I'll give them to you. But at the end of the day, my job is to take care of you, and it's to give you the product that you want for your home and for your biggest investment.
No doubt. I say this. We have some really great partners in Atlas. And most people know that I am, a CertainTeed roofer through and through. I put on many
Yeah,
hundreds of CertainTeed roofs. But any product like you're talking about, that you decide to use, you have to make sure that it's the best for your client. But really, at the end of the day, it's whatever your client decides that they want to use on their house as well. But shout out to Euroshield. I love Euroshield as well. I've got a Euroshield roof on my house, and a lot of people are weirded out by having rubber or tires on their house. But I look forward to seeing if it really is truly going to be a 50-year roof. So I trust the brand, but
I think 50 years, that puppy's just getting broke in, man.
yeah, no doubt. I'm hoping to find out. Hopefully, I'll be around in 50 years, man. I'm gonna be 95, but I'm gonna be a little. I probably won't remember that I was a roofer by then. But but
I don't believe in a 50-year shingle.
yeah,
I will never tell a homeowner, hey, this shingle is going to last 50 years. You have a 50-year warranty.
right.
We've all read the studies. We know what a shingle is going to last. With
Yeah,
EuroShield, I just don't know how that thing's going to fail. Like, I
yeah.
think your house is going to fall down before your roof ever fails.
Yeah, there's a lot of great premium products, is what I like to call them. And I've just really gotten behind the fact that it's 95% recycled. That I'm not here to pitch EuroShield to anybody today. By all means, use whatever product or brand that you love. We're just talking shop. Two guys that love roofing. Your wife, she said here just a second ago. I think it's your wife. Is it Keisha?
Keisha, and
Keisha, yeah.
she has been great today because I've been nervous. I've done a couple of these. I've spent a couple of days with Dimitri last year, and he kind of helped calm my nerves for these.
Yeah.
But I'm on a podcast with the world's greatest roofer.
Oh, it's awesome, man.
That's a little
I'm just
intimidating.
somebody that loves to be on film. So it's all good, man. I love being able to be out there and to showcase people like yourselves that are doing something great for their company or for their community. And we really appreciate what you do for our roofing community, John, and especially here at Roofr. I know that Richie and Nick and Matt Radford, and then of course the rest of our team, maybe they don't know who you are, but after today they're going to know who you are. So thank you for what you do for us as well. And I'll go ahead and I'm gonna pull you out of the stage just for a second, but I don't want you to go anywhere. So if you can just hang on for another, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, wait for me to get done. I'm just gonna talk about my rise coming up here in just a minute, and I'll be out to speak with you in just a minute.
TJ, thanks so much for having me. I hope maybe one day you'll have me back.
Oh man, I can't wait to meet you in person too. So I'm coming to Ohio in January for that event that we were supposed to be at today for Happia, but Happia did right by making sure that they pulled back to make sure we'd have people there. So yeah, hold on one second. Hey guys, so that was so great having John Robinson, Mr. Roofr, on today. If you guys want to talk to him more, please message him. He's a wealth of knowledge. We've been so lucky to have John to help us at Roofr. I want to go over Rise. Rise, a Roofr Roadshow, is back. You guys loved Rise so much back in the spring and the summer that we've decided to bring back to 4 more cities. So in the next few weeks, we'll be launching the website for you to register for those cities. But we will be coming to Atlantic City. We'll be coming to Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll be coming to Savannah, Georgia, and San Antonio, Texas. There'll be 2 shows at the end of October and 2 shows at the end, or the first week of November. So they're going to be back-to-back weeks. I can't wait to tell you who we have as speakers for these events. It's gonna, you're gonna be so amazed that we were able to pull this off. And of course, I think I can let everybody know Elizabeth Calzadilla will be coming back along for the last 4 of these events this year. And we really appreciate all the love that we did get in the very beginning of this year. We had many hundreds of roofers that came to our events. And, if you want to find out more in the next few weeks, you'll be able to go to roofr.com/rise, and you'll be able to find out how to get your own tickets to this event. Again, Atlantic City, Charlotte, North Carolina, Savannah, Georgia, and San Antonio, Texas. And then hopefully next year we'll get to do this in quite a few more places and make this a staple piece in the roofing industry. Make sure you guys are out there doing what's right by your homeowners, by your employees, and doing right by your community. We were talking about integrity just a little while ago. Guys, please make sure that you're using your heads when you're out there helping homeowners and business owners, and you're putting us all in the best light possible. The spotlight is for the roofing community to show everybody how great roofers can truly be. And I hope that you guys take something from this today and take it to heart that, we don't need anything more on our plates than we already have in regards to negativity. So keep up what you guys are doing out there. You guys are really great. It's always that 1% out there that's doing wrong. But make sure that you're policing your own companies and getting rid of the bad apples. Thank you guys so much again for being here today, and we'll see you in a few days. Next Thursday, we'll be back again here for Spotlight by Roofr. It's been great, and I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great rest of your night.